Afternoon. Got some pretty good rain out here, so I'm pretty sure we didn't catch anything in our trap before the rain hit last night. I'm pretty sure everything was laid down, but that's okay with me. Still gonna get out here and check. I couldn't tell you how much rain we had. It is nice and sticky, so as you can see, much needed rain. I did pull some traps. We're gonna move them around, try to shake things up a bit. Coming up here on our first coyote trap, it looks like it is empty right there. But yeah, so we're gonna drive around over here. I think I have some coyote sign over here. Just kind of looking around and going from there. I like to look for these right-of-ways like that. Animals are no different than humans. I mean, they're gonna take the path of least resistance. And this isn't where I think I've been finding some sign. Or not me, it's my wife. She's been going out. I'm pretty sure there's coyote sign over here. She sent me some pictures, that looks like it, but it's kind of hard sometimes to get a definite by pictures, depending on how old it is. It could be bobcat. I don't know. So we're gonna take a quick spin over here, and whenever it dries up, we'll come back to set some traps. We're coming up now where I had for the last coyote I caught back in December. I have been hearing them, but nothing's committed to a trap. May try some calling next. We'll buzz over here where I threw this last coyote I caught. So there it is right there. That's what's left of him anyway. But we'll buzz over here real quick. Pig skull. This is the boneyard right here. Kind of a good, think of right-of-ways like a highway for animals. It's a real good spot to set up because they, like I said, they travel the path of least resistance. Any forks in your road, they love that. So stuff like right here be a good area to put a trap. If you see some sign, I mean, you may catch something walking around by accident, but usually you can't go wrong with setting up on signs and whatnot. But like right here, got some coon sign. I know I was going a little fast for that, but it's all right. See where we can find some coyote sign. They're out here. They pretty much got paired up for breeding season now. So now it's gonna be I wouldn't say hard, but if we're gonna do some calling, I would definitely do some loners. I would say breeding season this time of year, the female's gonna come in first. I would say. Could be wrong, but that's just kind of what I think. But like I said, right now it's too wet to set traps. It's not gonna sift, it's not gonna set up right. It just won't look very good. And plus it's gonna gum up your trap and your trap won't go off. So like right here at this junction right here, this power pole right away, this here would be a very good spot to set up if we have some sign. There was some sign over here last I saw. Let me look real quick. But that even said, I'll probably come back and set a trap anyway. I think these coyotes, you got that header right there going down. I think they're coming from the neighbor, coming from the bottom up. which is okay with me, as long as they don't get too close to the house and start killing my stuff. But I'll definitely go out, set some traps, maybe get a couple friends of mine. We'll go out and we'll start calling and see what we can gather up. Right here. Here we go. Now that is a fresh coyote sign right there. That is still wet, and it's not wet from rain. And that is a big, big coyote. So I think I'd probably sit up right here in front of that bush and, well, what do we got here? Now that's some older coyote sign. Okay, so now we're on the right track. So we got coyotes very faintly right there. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but that's a coyote track. There's some more coyote sign. Right there, some coon sign. Maybe right here. Yeah, maybe setting up. Maybe too crowded right there. I'm thinking maybe back where that other sign is. Kind of get it out. I kind of want them to funnel into it. I might put a trap right here. Right there. But that is a very big coyote. And it's usually not the size of the length, it's how big around it is. You can determine how big it is. Don't ask me why, it's just how it is. So there's a good sign right there. That's positive. We got a good sign over there. We got a sign right there. So like I said, the header down there where they're coming out of, I would assume, do have a coyote track. I don't see nothing right there. I kind of think they're following that header up, is what I would believe, because there kind of was an old cow trail. Like I said, they follow the path of least resistance, just like any human would. You know, you're walking down a trail, you're gonna go through it where it's just a needle in a haystack full of brush, or do you want to find that old cow trail and follow that? I'm gonna follow the cow trail. Some deer tracks. Not a very good cameraman, but so we know where the coyotes are coming. We know where they're setting up sign. Right here's another good intersection. I may even put a trap up here, right there. I know it's kind of close, but you never know when it comes to coyotes. I mean, he could be coming out of the header over here. But, well, hopefully when it dries up, we'll come back and set some traps. I don't want it to dry up too much though. I'd rather have the rain. As you can see, we kind of need it. We did have a good snowfall, so that's good. Good thing we come out. We found where the sign is. We found extremely fresh sign. And I wouldn't doubt it if that sign was probably 20 minutes old, so it happens. And I've had coyotes be right there at that bush, just laying down, waiting for you to drive by. And that's just how they are. They won't move. They won't make a sound. They'll just lay down. I've walked up on traps where I could see my trap was gone. And you really got to be careful with coyotes, because if they're not up and moving, the older dogs, they will lay down and they will not move. And they won't move till you're right on top of them. And depending on how long a chain you got, they may freaking get you. So you got to be real careful if you're not staking them down right there in that one spot. I'm kind of setting them up the old way, where I'll dig a deep hole and bury my drag and everything with it. So with that being said like that, they can run. So right here's kind of a better view that header. So they're kind of coming up, and I bet money they're going back up this way and following that power line. I would. Looks like I just saw some more coyote signs, so I definitely need to get a trap up here. Yep, sure did. That's another older coyote sign. So we're on the right track. We know where we need to be. If I have some dry dirt underneath my barn lean-to, you can dig a hole and use your dry dirt. As long as it doesn't keep raining, you can reset like that. I have done that numerous times. But yeah, so we know where they're at. We need more rain, but we'll work with what we can. So hopefully on the next video we can start setting traps and excuse me, go from there. Thanks for walking. Can't even talk. Thanks for watching. And we'll see y'all on the next one.